Good evening, ladies. This is Diane Tuggle from the Happy Scrapbooker, and I'm here this evening to create a gift card holder card. So, this will be good for birthdays, anniversaries, weddings. It's wedding season. So, I really like this color combination, and I love the stamp set and the papers that we used. So, this is what it looks like. It has a thicker spine than a regular card, just a little bit, like 1/8 of an inch. And so when you open it up, it pops up and there's a gift card slot right here. So I made a fake gift card to fit in there. And I've got a little bit of a embossed, let's see if you can see it. There he is. This is from the Perennial Postage die set, and this die doesn't go all the way through. It just embosses an image, and it's like a little butterfly with a postage cancellation on it. So, and this is the Charming Day stamp set that will be coming out July 1st. Let me show you some of the products that we're going to be using. So the embellishments are the Purple Fine Shimmer Gems. I like those a lot. They're really dainty looking. And then we use Perennial Postage dies. So we use the largest one, this one, and then this is the little butterfly and postage cancellation. So when you cut out the Perennial Postage dies, you get an inside piece and an outside piece. So I cut it in 2 colors of cardstock. So, and it will go this way in the card. And I also did a double thickness of the outside frame. This is the Charming Day stamp set, and this is the image and this image that we're going to be using. And even though I love the verse on here, I wanted it to coordinate with giving something. So I pulled out Unbounded Love, and we're using Just For You, and that way you know it's a gift just for them. So those are the 2 stamp sets. The paper that I'm using, this is from Lovely Garden DSP. This is the front side, so it's really pretty in itself, but I just love this kind of random black and white check. And that's the piece that we're going to be cutting for that. And we're going to be using the Fresh Freesia cardstock. You need a whole sheet. So this is the mechanism for the gift card, and this is the card. And then white cardstock to stamp on and to cut your Perennial Postage frames. Again, I'm cutting 2 of them. And you can see it fits right on this. So you can cut 2 of them, and then the pieces that come out of the inside you can do for your stamping. So I will show you the measurements and all that stuff in just a minute. We're going to go ahead and color our images. I have stamped the images, and we're using light and dark Highland Heather, light and dark Fresh Freesia, and light and dark Granny Apple Green. I think that's what that is. Yeah. So I just need to finish my leaves on this one, and I just thought I'd show you how I do it. So I'm starting with the light, and I'm just doing like loose flecks. I'm not filling in the whole area. I want some white to show. And that's because there's a lot of white in the background paper, and I just want it to coordinate, and the white acts like a highlight. And so then I'm going to the dark Granny Apple, And I'm just starting at the base where the darker color would be and just flecking. I'm going to fill in that one that's tucked in there. So I appreciate you joining me this evening. It's been a very, very hot day, 100 degrees here in West Virginia, which is very unusual and hard on us. But here is the finished flowers. I used the smaller single flower and then the cluster of double flowers. So we'll cut those out. Here are the dies. And so let me get my tape. And you can see that it fits right around there. It makes life easier for us. And this one fits right around there. And so we can run these through the die cutting machine. I'll be right behind you. I'm here. Just run it through here real quickly. Okay, back again. That way. We can move these guys. And there's our little pieces. So I have a few more of them cut. Let me put this back in the case so I don't lose it. Because you know how that is. Okay, I'm going to take that one. These fit in here just so. Put that away. And we have one more thing to stamp, so we'll go ahead and do that. And I'm using Gorgeous Grape. And we're going to stamp the Just For You right toward the top of that. There we go. Let me clean it off. Okay, so we'll put that away. That's a pretty color ink. When I stamped the outlines of the flowers, I used the Memento Black so that I could use the stamping blends. Okay, we don't need that anymore. We'll go ahead and do our card base. Put those to the side. Okay. Let me get my trimmer out here and show you how it goes. So this is 4 1/4 by 11. Both pieces are. The inside piece is 4 1/4 by 11 also. The card base itself is scored at let's see. Normally we would score it at 5 1/8. I mean 5 1/2. But can't get my words out. 5 1/2, which would be exactly half. But we're going to back it up 1/8 of an inch, so 2 lines. Back it up and score that, and then we're going to slide it over to 5 1/2 and score that. And that way it gives you. Can you see it? Let's see if we can get it in the light. 2 little places, so it gives a little bit of a thicker, what do you call that part? All I can think of is binding, but I know that's not right. I'm thinking of book binding. It's called something. Oh well. And then I did take it over and use that little butterfly die that doesn't cut all the way through and emboss that little butterfly and postage cancellation right there. So that's the card base. And then the front of the card gets a piece of that beautiful DSP that is 4 by 5 1/4. And we're going to go ahead and put that on. The spine of the book, is that what it's called? The spine, that's what it is. So it makes like a little spine. So next I have these two perennial postage dies in white. It makes the frame. Now I'm going to put glue on one and lay the other one on top so that it makes a thicker frame. So I'm going to use wet glue for that. Am I in the, yeah, I need to come up a little in the frame. I'm getting the frame in the frame. Okay, then you just lay the other one right on top. You might have to squidge them together just a little bit to line them up. Here they go. They lined up well. Okay, we don't need that anymore. We're gonna go ahead and, let me put the card here so you can see it. Finish the front of this. We're gonna glue this on. I've got something right there. There we go. So this just makes it a thicker frame. I think on my original one I did 3 layers. And I don't know why I did 3 layers, but it only needs 2. Okay, that's that. And the next piece that we need, oh, we need one more piece, okay, is this fresh freesia. And we're gonna go ahead, and that's 2 layers thick. We're gonna put that on there. And it's not in the center, it's over to the left a little bit and down. Actually, it could go down a little further. There we go. So I've got a couple of these roses. Let's see which one I like the best. Do I like that one the best? Or that one the best? I believe I like the darker one. I got a little more dark ink in that one. So we're gonna put some dimensionals and wet glue on this. So I need the dimensionals up here, in the middle. Oh dear, got 2 stuck together. In the middle. And one back here. One back there. And some right here. Okay. A little wet glue. One of them wants to come off. There we go. We got him. Okay, where he is setting, I'm gonna put a little glue right here and right here. Okay, and that keeps everything popped up a little bit. And then let me put this, cover that back up before I have a sticky problem. Let's see, we need to put a bow, and I'm using the Fresh Freesia ribbon that was free as celebration with I think a $60 order. And I've got several rolls of it, so I'm going to use it. The white ribbon, we have plenty of white ribbon. But I really like this because it's so soft and it's a perfect match. And where are my ribbon scissors? Okay, I'm gonna put, I need to trim that a little bit. I'm gonna put a couple of glue dots, if I can find where I put them, and some wet glue, just to make sure it stays. So the glue dots will hold it temporarily, and the wet glue holds it permanently. So there's that, and now let's put a little bit of the wet glue. And I'm gonna put some right here and right here. Looks like a mess right now, but give it a little time to set there. That little loop is twisted. Or no, I twisted it wrong. There we go. That looks better. Okay, now the last thing we have to do is put our purple shimmer gems on there. Let me roll this ribbon up. This stuff has got like static cling. Look at it going. Okay. Where are my shimmer gems? Here they are. I love these. They are so delicate. Can you see the faceting in there? They're really pretty. So we're gonna put a little one and a big one and one of the big darker ones, maybe, if I can get it to come up. Right there. Okay, so there's the front of our card completed. So now this is the insert. And I'm going to show you how to make the insert. So for the insert, let me open this up all the way. This is where the gift card will sit. Okay, this is 4 1/4 by 11, and we are going to score it at 7 1/2. So it's 7 1/2 inches at 5 1/2 inches and at 3 1/2 inches. So there's your scoring, and so then it folds and then folds and then folds, and then this gets inserted into the card like this. But first we need to stick together our little pocket for the card. So this is the way it's going into the card, and it will be going right in the middle, like that. So, turn it over, open it up. I have drawn a line where you want the adhesive to go. And believe me, I did it 3 times. I got it wrong 2 times because I wanted to put the adhesive down here, but that is where the opening for the card will be, and we need to cut that open. So we need the adhesive on the sides and the part coming out, not the top of the pocket, but the bottom of the pocket. So I put some tear tape on here. Let's see if we can get it out. And we will take the liners off. Okay, and we just fold it in half. And so now we have this, and we need to be able to put our gift card down in there. So we're gonna take it and put it in the paper trimmer just past the cutting channel, about a 1/16 of an inch. And we're just gonna trim that off. Trim it off of there. So now we have an opening, hopefully. Yes, we have an opening. So see that? So I made a fake gift card somewhere. And, well, if I can get it in the opening. There we go. So you can see your gift card fits right in there. So there's one more piece I forgot to cut, and that was using perennial postage. I need a Highland Heather frame out of this die for the inside of the card. So if you'll bear with me just a second. I have a scrap of it up here somewhere. And I don't think it's quite big enough. It's not. So we're not going to fold it. Okay, we'll use a green because we've got green in the paper. Actually, probably black would get better. Let's use a black piece of scrap. I have 2 trays on my table full of scraps. Do you think I could see a piece of black? There it is. Got it. All right. Got Diane. Top on. And let me show you the. So I cut it out of black. So see, you get 2 pieces, and I'm going to use that because there's black and white paper. I have purple right there, but I think the black will look just as nice because my scrap of purple wasn't quite big enough. And put that back in the trash, in my scrap bin. Okay, we'll go ahead and put this guy in. So you want to line up this seam right with the middle of this scored area, and we're going to use some wet glue. This would be really pretty for a wedding. You can do it in the wedding colors. Graduation, birthdays, Mother's Day, Father's Day, anniversaries. There. So what it does, make sure it folds, and it does. And we want this to stick down well, but it makes like a little seam bump right there. So to kind of clean that up, I cut 2 strips of this lovely garden paper, just 2 scraps, and I'm gonna just put them right there. They're about 3/4 of an inch wide. And I am going to cover up that seam. Just press it into place. So that kind of tidies it up. And the next thing we need to do is put this in. And then we have our Just For You. And then we have the small purple flower. I think it goes that way. So we'll go ahead and put the flower, well, no, we'll go ahead and put the frame down just in case. So this is just one layer thick. You don't want to make it thick on the inside of the card. And that gift card holder is thick enough. So you're just gonna put it kind of in the middle of this little area right here. Then you could write a note on that side. And then we're gonna put the Just For You. And that was out of Unbounded Love, I believe the stamp set. That goes right like that. And then we have our flower. And I think I like the darker one better. I got a couple to choose from. And we're just going to use wet glue to, oh, don't drop it, Diane. Then we're keeping the inside of it as flat as we can. Then you can write a little note right here and put your gift card in. And there is your gift card holder card. Gift card holder card. So I hope you like it, and I hope you'll try it. And if you have any questions, just buzz me, and I will have all my contact information and shopping website and dimensions and a link to the supplies used in the description box. So thanks for watching, ladies. Have a good evening.